Oh man, where is my shing at? Don't tell me oh my god. Oh my god, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Uh, where's my baby? Hey, yo, Bobby, where you put my baby at? I might be blind. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, this is not good, James. Where the fuck I put that thing? Oh my god, brother. Where it be though? I'm actually trolling myself right now. Where'd the fuck it go? Oh, there it is. Found you, you wee shite. Oh my god. Let me get this cable on this side. Oi. Man, oh man. Alright. Hello. Salutations. I guess I will end up doing more of these a little bit more frequently. Maybe as a, like I said, this is a nice, what's the word? Outlet of sorts. So I think I will continue with this, but, for now, I guess we shall see. Actually, let me try this real fast. I'm gonna do, that's so bad. Oh my god. Sure. Ah. Oh, that's much better. Okay, there we go. That's 1,000 times better. Anywho, um, well, um, yeah, I I definitely wasn't expecting 100 plus viewers on the last one, and what was it, like 10 hours? It was some little wild like that. Usually, even my no board videos don't even pull that kind of number. So I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy, man. I wonder why that happened. I just kind of thought to myself, I was like, oh man, that'd be kind of crazy if somebody still, keeps tabs on my profiles. Surprise, surprise, they still do. It's kind of crazy, but I digress. Um, so how is life at the moment? Well, we just did court today. Um, it's kind of a blur for me, but we'll get back to that. Um, Christmas happened. Obviously nothing eventful since I don't have any family or friends here in Houston with me. However, I did open up one present from my mother. Um, I got a crock pot and a air fryer. So I finally can make soup again and not ice water soup. Haha. Yeah, we're getting stingy. Um Damn, I'm very bad at these talking things. I just kinda gotta loosen up and just start yapping. I gotta pretend like I'm on video or something. Be funny. Um so let's see, what else? That was a long video, wasn't it? Well, I don't know. It's it's funny watching over the video to me, at least. You in a weird way, it's kind of funny, but it's it's like reminiscing about the bad times, but there was good times. I don't want to make this video too depressing, um, but yeah, I just Honestly, if someone gave me the opportunity to go back and redo a few things, or quite a lot of things, realistically, give me 4 years in the past and I'll fucking fix everything. I don't know. You know, what's really sad is when, even through all these things, you still deep down deeply love that person. I don't know. Maybe it's my own uh, arrogance of sorts. Um, even though I know I wasn't the best, I, for a first marriage, I tried what I could, and I know it wasn't good. I just thought, you know, we could power through it. Just rough times happen, we'll get through it. Just stick together, stick to the ball game, and smooth sailing after we get over the bumpy waves. But I guess we got hit by too big of a wave. Yeah. I think the thing that actually hurts the most is that I feel like I was left behind in a sense. It's a weird way to look at it, but in a sense, I felt like I was left behind. I don't know. Even through all the egregious things she did afterwards. Even after everything, I still loved her. Even if she never felt like I did. I did. I guess everybody has their own ways of expressing themselves, huh? So, I guess maybe I should talk about some extra things about what happened in those 2 years and why I developed the schizophrenia, or some accusations that are being thrown uh, towards her. Um, so first, let's start off with what happened today. Um, realistically, I should probably just start off with the first court date that happened in October. Um, so they didn't expect me to show up, mainly just because I hadn't responded. I was kind of in a home crisis, didn't have a real, like a house, and it's kind of hard to do things when you ain't living anywhere. That, no money, no job, and driving 50 miles north from where I am is not the best of options, considering that my car could have broken down at any point in the time going to or from. Shit, even still to this day, that could still happen. This shit's crazy, man. Got an old ass car, '98 Camry. Thing goes hard though. It's like an old police car. So much fun. But so they didn't expect me to show up at court. Um, and pretty much I got the long story short, got the case re-enlisted. Um, which progressed over time to now, which would be the newest court date to show up and discuss what's gonna happen, right? And so her lawyers had been sending me papers to what you call it, pretty much to sign. I'm not law savvy, so the mumbo jumbo isn't very, like, I'd be looking up every other word on Urban Dictionary realistically, but so my mom is more of the paper savvy side. She can look at it and be like, okay, this is what you're dealing with, or this is what it's talking about. I'm like, all right, great. So send over my mom. I'm like, hey, mom, can you read through this and just give me a brief summary of what it's telling me? And basically, what the papers were going about was that She doesn't take anything. I don't get anything. We go through the divorce, and pretty much both people go their separate ways. However, I'm a petty bitch, and I do not really like being used in the way that it happened. So I'm sure people are gonna use. Oh man, if I see my avatar in the court meeting room, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Uh, Anywho, um, so what happened was, I told him to kick rocks, and I want the chance to at least bring it up to the judge that the marriage was of bad faith. I can explain that more in a second, but so I wanted the judge or to acknowledge to the judge that it was a bad faith marriage or highly suggested to be. Um, and so they what was it? Her lawyer uh didn't show up, which was it was pretty funny. I was like, damn, bro called out sick, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy work, man. And so they had to order the backup, and the backup kind of fumbled. I ain't gonna lie to you, champ. I tried. I was really trying not to laugh because it's extremely disrespectful. I know the judge would have fucking cooked my ass if I would have. Man, I'm telling you, bro, I was like, oh man, this ain't good. That's crazy work. I was like, hey, hon, how much you paying for these lawyers? $20 an hour? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yeah, she's definitely gonna pin the bills on me for that one. Anywho, but yeah, so pretty much they were claiming that I had been unresponsive or I don't want to say combative, words, um, non-compliant. That's the word, and delaying stuff. And I just kept telling the paralegal that works with this lawyer that like yeah no like I'm not signing these papers because I want a chance to bring it to the judge that this I have every reason to believe it was a bad faith marriage. And realistically, when you look at things, it does come off as a bad faith marriage. Like I think I said in my previous video. Um, we were long distance for well, the whole long distance time was 4 years. No, 2020, married in 2021, and then moved in 2023. So 3 years. Um, and a few months before she moved down here with me in April, um, like I sat her down, like like it's like I said, I don't like where this is going. Like we're both not healthy for each other. We're both bickering and fighting, and you do this thing to piss me off, and I do this thing to piss you off, and it's realistically, it's not something that's good for either person. Realistically, but like like I said before, I am willing to try to fix things, no matter how long it takes and how much bullshit we have to go through. Personally, I don't want to go to therapy because I know the issues already, and I don't need to pay someone $300 to tell me what the issues that I already know are. It just takes both stubborn people to actually implement said things. However, we're both hard headed as fuck. So it's very difficult to get these things done. That's probably why we liked each other so much. God damn, we're both hard for each other. um, so it was not heading in a good direction, right? And like I said, with the whole ZD Primal thing where she was having sex with people or friends in that group and whatnot. Now, before I get corrected on that, I'm just gonna say it was only one person that I know of. I don't know anything past that, but the one person that I know of. Now, she might have already got bent over by Primal. Don't know, don't care. It doesn't matter, right? It is what it is. And so, God damn it, where was I going with this? Bro, I started going on a rant about woman getting boned by my friend group or old friend group. Man, it's wild work. Right. So the relationship being toxic, and I was offering a resolution for the both of us, which was she stays in Canada. We, do the marriage thing. Obviously, I would have 100%. You keep your stuff, I keep my stuff. You go your way back in Canada, I stay here, and we amicably separate. No harm, no foul. However, she begged and pleaded for over an hour, crying, saying, "No, I wanted to work, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah." You know the story. And then come to find out in April, we move her here after we failed the first time because the guards didn't, let us through the first time. Bro might have been onto something. I don't know. I should have listened to him, maybe. Uh, and come June 23rd, I'll put up a. I'm going to try to blur this as much as possible so they can't use it against me. I'm gonna blur like every fucking city district here, but I'm just gonna show you the draft of the timeline and the date of her going from the old apartment that we lived in together to her new apartment that she's at now, or is. I don't know. She might still be there. I don't really feel like going to her stream and looking, so um I don't know, maybe I'll put that up or not, but I'd have to severely edit it, which is kind of sucks because I don't want to, but they be looking for anything to get my ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Oh man, this motherfucker's crazy, bro. Reported me to the police for a fucking drawing. Oh god, you gotta love it. Bro can't even vent to himself in his fucking own passion, which is art. Can't even do that. Sorry for being poor. My bad, gang. Um, so, June 23rd, she had scouted out the place, probably to go look at it, right, to see if it's the place she wants. And then June 30th, unfortunately, I don't have a screenshot of that one because Google Timeline changed their stuff. So that's just hearsay. I can tell you it's June the 30th. Take it as you will if you made it this far in the video. But June the 30th is what I'm gonna. She went back up there and never went back up there again, which leads me to believe that's probably the day she went there to sign a lease. Um, but you have to take into consideration you got to look for these apartments and think of a plan, especially when you're doing what she did, which was going behind my back specifically to look for a place without me ever noticing. So most likely this was a plan that was conjured up around May, which really sucks because in May 5th is when I actually lost my job at Pepsi. I came home that day and was like, I don't know how to tell this to you, hon, but I got fired from Pepsi, or I got put on suspension, is what it was, and then they fired me the next day. Um, yeah, that day sucked. That day really sucked. I felt so disappointed in myself. Really, it was unfortunate. But yeah, so when your spouse who is from another country moves to America and they are already planning on leaving within a month and a half or so, it kind of looks suspicious. And then you're like, oh, well, what if you were physically abusing her? The only times I laid hands on her, brother, was when I was smacking them cheeks. Um, that's the only time, realistically. Never ever since then laid a hand on her. I will get loud, right? I will raise my voice, but never physically violent with her. Now again, obviously don't have any evidence of that. But I would also think that she doesn't have any evidence of that unless something gets photoshopped. Woo! I guess it could happen. I don't know. But yes, I never did that. That was one thing I was very adamant about because if I felt like at the point of resulting to physical violence against her through all the things that I did to her and she did to me, um, I felt like if it ever got to physical violence, that the marriage and relationship was just over. There's no point in going on in a relationship once it gets physical like that. There's no point. It's not good for either people. And yeah, so that never happened. Just wanted to make sure that was known that anybody cares. But um, I'm probably pretty sure they'll use the accusation of the talk of when I went up to her place and she forced herself on me to have sex. Um, can't really say it's rape because I gave into it, or what's the word? Um, goddamn, I am so stupid. Nah, bro, I just haven't slept in a while. Uh, I accepted what was happening pretty much, or consented. That's the word. There you go. Holy. And yeah, I mean, it was just at that time I was so fucking desperate, just literally for anything that might sway her into possibly getting back like together, or like moving, just anything that would put us a little closer to getting moved back in together, whether it was her place or my place. At a certain point though, I got really scared about moving to her place because then it would feel like she wouldn't put me on the lease, um and if she did, that she could possibly come up with a way to remove me from it and then have the police, kick me out, and then I'd just be homeless and shit out of luck. Um, that was kind of my fear with that was, you know, I wouldn't do that to her, but I had a pretty susceptible reason to believe that she would probably do that to me. Um, now, whether that's true or not, don't know. Didn't happen. That's just fucking hearsay. That's just my thought process. Um, I don't know. I regret a lot of things about this. Do I regret marrying her? Absolutely not. I I just regret when she probably needed me the most was when her dad died. Um, and I wasn't emotionally there for her. Like I said, I this is a time where I really struggled with mentally being there for like her specifically. Um, I just wasn't good at it. I don't even know if I'm still good at it or of sorts. I try, but it is what it is. Um, another big thing I guess would be is the money situation of, oh well, you just want to get her money. Again, I don't care for your money. I never did. I only wanted one thing, and that was it. Everything else past that, I wanted it to be an equal share of things. Like, I buy this date, you buy that date. I buy, well, I don't want to say gifts because gifts are gifts, right? You give somebody 10 gifts and they can give you one, and that one could be shitty, but the 10 you give them is great, but that's subjective. You know, I'm talking more about like dates, movies, traveling, things like that, where it's just like, yeah, like I want, to be able to go to like a dinner and actually be able to pay for it and not be like, oh fuck, I only have $2 in my bank account. Woo! You know, versus just watching my spouse pay for every goddamn thing we do. It's awful. It feels awful. It felt awful even when she helped me with rent because I was like, man, I feel like a fucking bum. Like, it does not feel good, man. It feels fucking awful. Again, though, I am grateful for the help that she gave me through those times of need. It's just, I don't know. I've just watched money destroy people. I feel like that is a part of a case summary with this outcome sorts. Am I to blame for some things? Sure. However, there is blame on both sides. And again, like I said, I could have been a better husband. After she left, that's all I wanted to do and prove to her was that I could have been a better husband. I begged and pleaded with her for probably a good solid month and a half. Like, let me just move to you. I will work it out. It's best to do this in person. There's no reason to try to fix each other apart because it's just going to make things worse for you. Or, well, not for her, but for both of us. Like, you can do these dates while you live apart from each other, but it's going to feel bad. Like, you're going to go to bed alone and you're like, wow, I have a wife and she's 50 miles north of me, even though we literally just lived with each other. Crazy. Like, I could have understood her doing the secretive leave thing if like I was physically hitting her, but that wasn't the case. Realistically, the only thing I could have thought is just when I lost my job for those few months, I was just so mentally laser focused on trying to find work to, have the financial part of our marriage evened out. Even though, yes, I do understand that she could have paid for anything at any time with no problems whatsoever. But that wasn't my goal. Like I said, like I loved her for her. I fell in love with the person because that's who I fell in love with was Kayla. And so it really did suck when I guess I wasn't a good enough husband during the her father's passing. And she just kind of over time, just in a few months, became a different person almost entirely. Which is why I've said before, my wife pretty much died that day. The person I fell in love with died that day. And then to top it off, I brought her around people who just put things in her head. I mean, like, I can't control her, clearly. But it's like, yeah, like I've known these people. I've seen their true colors. I used to be best friends with Primal. He used to come to me all the time about his personal drama that he hadn't spoken to anybody else about. And he might say, "Oh, well that never happened." Like, okay, I mean, I don't got the recordings to prove that. It's my hearsay of what happened back in those days when me and Primal were actually really good friends. But sometimes friends just don't last. And sometimes marriages, and it sucks. I don't know even if we ended things amicably if me and Michaela could have still been friends. It's a rough thing. Really is. That is a rough thing to do. I know, but I will always cherish those memories we made together. No matter how small, no matter how big, they will be memories that will be cherished. Because through all the hate, there is love still there. And yeah, sure, you can nod me off and whatnot. It's fine. But it is my piece. And I will say my piece. I feel like some of the anger is at least a little justified considering I was kept in the dark and, well, lied to. And yeah, you can say, well, you lied to me. We both kept lying to each other all the fucking time. We were both at each other's throats for probably over half of our marriage. It wasn't healthy. That's why I wanted to break things off early so that you didn't have to come here, waste your time moving. But, you were like, I'm willing to stick it out. And I was like, okay, champ, fuck it, we ball. We didn't ball. It did not go that way, but that's the way I viewed the marriage, at least, or that's how I did. I don't know how she did. Um, I know she views it as more of a control thing where, I do a thing for you, you do a thing for me. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, right? That's how I viewed it, like when I would tell her this probably was during the what was it? When she moved out and I was trying to get her to stop talking to Primal in their group, including my aunt as well. Um, because during this time I had kept doing things for her. Like I was trying to improve myself to be more attentive, to go on dates with her, like what happened with the golf course, um, and just overall general things, being more. I probably already said attentive, but like being more mentally there versus physically. Physically is nice, but mentally, I guess was better for her. And I desperately worked on those things as much as I could. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And my asking price in return for doing the therapy with her, for doing this, with her or for her, um, was I will drop anyone and everyone you want. You give me those people, you can take where else you want from me because in the end, the only thing I cared about was our marriage. That is all I cared about. That's all I wanted to do was get it fixed. I was like, even if we had to stop the fetish stuff, which is actually a really good point that I bring this up. So, with the whole cuckolding thing, right? While we were living apart, I was very, very, very against doing it because I felt like our marriage was more important, right? Versus like doing king stuff. Like the king shit, bro. I like we need to be okay first before we get into that. That's why the I don't even want to quote it, but when she cheated on me in November in Canada, right? Um, which yes, she did admit to. Um, she had asked me if she can go see Jamie, which is her friend. Um, I had told her in a pretty much a longer form conversation, which is probably in one of those screenshots in the description, or not in the description, sorry, in the Google Drive folder of um of her pretty much. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm trying to think here. Brain, compete with me. Come on. Okay, right. So asked me if she can go see him. Um, and I had told her I'll think about it. Uh, but prior to that was the like, because she told me that she was fine with being a monogamous relationship. I was like, oh, okay, that's great, right? is perfect for what we need right now, which is to focus on each other and not anyone outside of that bubble. And then she starts going on about, going to Canada and seeing Jamie and like that she deserves to see him and blah 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 because she may not be there again for a while, which just makes no fucking sense because it's like. So I said, you need to pick what you want. And this is where I started developing the thought process of that I don't even think she knew what she wanted because of just she was, to me, it felt like she was being fed 40 different things from multiple people. She's trying to hold on to a dying marriage with a husband that's frantic. And yes, I was frantic. Um, to like my aunt feeding her stuff, to Primal and his friend group feeding her stuff. Uh, that's all I can, I don't. It's just I don't know. I firmly believe that a marriage really shouldn't take outside sources to heart. Make your decisions. It's your marriage, not someone else's, right? Kind of like why I got so upset with my aunt when she kept intervening into the marriage. Like, oh my god, man. I'm trying to remember where we were going with this. I do apologize, but no. So I try to like convince, tell her like, you need to pick either monogamous or polyamorous, and whatever you go with is what you go with. However, I think I'm not saying this is it or not. It's probably one of the screenshots. I just can't remember exactly. I think she said polyamorous then because she wanted to see Jamie that badly. Um, and when she asked me if she can go see him before she flew to Canada in November, um, I pretty much told her like I'll think about it, but I never said yes. And she just took the assumption that it'll be a yes whenever the fun happens, and it wasn't. I was already very upset that she left on Thanksgiving because I don't celebrate it, but I'd be fine with celebrating with her at least, no matter how depressing it would feel. Like in the back of your mind, you constantly thinking about, hey, this is my wife, and she also doesn't, live with me, and we're apart, and we're trying to celebrate. Like that was the biggest thing with me. That just it fucking it wrecked me so bad. It was just the I'm married, we were living together, and then she left overnight. That shit blew, dude. That blew every day. To be honest, I wish we could just I could go back to the days of when we just used to play Dead by Daylight together, and it was fun and exciting. And you know, when she played the game, she didn't get super annoyed instantaneously with me. And I know she might say, "Oh, I don't get annoyed." Doesn't matter. What happened happened. What's done is done. It just sucks too because I lost someone who I thought was a friend. It's pretty funny that my nickname is Viper, yet I was surrounded by snakes. Kind of ironic, I guess. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. And it made me even sadder too. The day when she was still living with me, she just woke up one day and was like, "Hey, let's go get your cat from your dad." I can't really blame her for this because I didn't really say anything, right? That's this more so falls on me. But it was just, fuck, it was so sad because my dad is an extremely depressed individual, considering he's already lost one of his kids, and I'm the only remaining one that he has. And it's like, I know I talked about this in the last video about, you know, um, the suicidal tendencies, but oh, sorry, I couldn't live, literally, um, knowing the fact that if I did off myself, that my father would have to live knowing that both of his kids are gone. And that just fucking breaks me. I, he's already suffered so much. He suffered so much. I couldn't bring him to suffer more. I love that man to death. I would kill for him. I would die for him. And then I hear he's in California and he's getting stalked and punched by random fucking people on the street, and I almost flew to California. I felt like I was gonna have to go kill somebody. That man has suffered enough. So he's the reason why I continue to live. That's why I say when he's gone, I ain't got nothing left. Maybe something will happen in 10 years, I don't know, but it just hurts thinking, like, what will happen when he's no longer there? I mean, for fuck's sakes, this stupid guy, he, when, I lived with my mother, she wouldn't ever sign my field trip papers. Um, him, fucking lunatic. My dad would take a early lunch to like 8 o'clock in the morning when school starts at elementary, and this fucking crackhead would drive from downtown Los Angeles, from Little Koreatown, all the way to fucking Orange County to sign some fucking field trip papers because there was no fucking tax. It was like the electronic printer back in the day. What was it like? I forget what it's called, but pretty much you could send like signed papers through it, through the internet. I think it was tax something, but this fucking lunatic drove from downtown Los Angeles to Orange County to sign some fucking field trip papers, give me a hug, you know, scratch my head, and then fucked off back to work and said, "Love you, bud." He was the only person that's always been there for me. So that's why I say I deeply feel for Michaela when her dad died. And I know he wasn't always around for her, but I'm sure she still had a bond with him to some degree. Because I know when my dad passes, that's why I said this in the last video, I will probably die and the other subconscious will take over because I won't be able to live with myself without the only person that makes me want to continue to live is no longer here. And I know this is a terrible outlook to look at things, especially this early in life, but fuck. Oh fuck, I hate this shit. God damn it, where's my coffee at, bro? Oh fuck, man. Now my headset's wet. God damn it. Oh, I got the sniffles. Where's tissues in I thought I got tissues over here. Ah! Oh, this is about to sound real juicy. Get ready. Oh, oh yeah, that's a doozy. Alright. I'm gonna try to roll off that subject. Oh fuck. But yes. No, I wasn't a good husband. I know I wasn't, especially during that time, which was probably the most important time I needed to be. And I do take fault for that. But like I said, I don't wholeheartedly believe that the way things we both handled them were good. None of this was healthy. And a lot of this could have been avoided if we both just would have gone our ways um, back then. But, I mean, it is what it is. What happened, happened. You know, like I said, it just, at a certain point, it felt like, maybe she just wanted me more as a friend than a husband, and she just had a different love interest in someone else. I can't tell you because I'm not her. I can only guess based off, actions and what's done, you know. Um, but yeah, so the cat thing. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm okay. Um, so woke up and decided she wanted to go get my cat, who lived with my dad. And the reason I had my cat live with my dad is because he's an incredibly depressed individual. Um, I know he hides it behind, a mask that he's very good at putting it there. But I know deep down he hurts. And fuck! I said I'm not gonna cry. Son of a bitch. I know he is a very hurt individual because he's gone through so much shit. And I know it's a small thing, but he did love that cat to death. He still does. And I feel like when I purposely left my cat with him instead of with me, because I knew she would at least be in good hands, and that he would at least have something that loves him that is there and present at all times whenever he's home, even when my worthless ass couldn't be. I gotta really get off these dad subjects because I'm fucking gonna. Oh my god. Holy fuck. I know. Maybe you guys are curious of. Well, you're this attached to your father. How do you feel about your mother? Well, um, we've been repairing that relationship a lot more now. But I wasn't alive when my parents were married. Right? That was my sister, and she went through the brunt force of it because she had both of her parents. They lived in the house. You know, life was okay, good for them. And my dad made the biggest fuck up of all of our lives, which was him leaving for another woman. And oh my god, these sniffles. So he left for another woman who, funny enough, ended up just ditching him eventually. Um, and my dad still beats himself up to this day about making that horrible decision. Um, but I, as an older person now, I understand why my mom did what she did. But after things like that happened, my mother would always she would date a lot, and it would bring a lot of guys around us. Because we were living with her at the time, but she was always bringing other men into the house, and when she became boyfriends with them, they lived together. Um, and I can't say the rest of that story, but those men would beat the fuck out of me. I can't say the other part, um, because YouTube, but it happened. Um, it destroyed my sister's life. It nearly destroyed mine. Um, and just it got to the point where I was being beaten so badly by these men that my skin was turning like a black and blue color, black and white, like just dead, like dead nerve cells, dead skin, extremely, extremely, extremely bruised. And my second grade teacher, Miss Song, um, called CPS, and they pulled me from the home and gave me to my dad. Um, Eventually, my sister followed suit shortly after, about a year and a half or so. We kind of, lived, grew up with my dad and whatnot after that. Um, and for a while, my mother tried to, beg and plead to bring us back and whatnot. And we said we were perfectly fine with living with dad, just because dad didn't focus on other people and he focused on us. You know, fucking crazy bastard. He would work like 80-hour work weeks. And dude was actually a psychopath. But he did it so that he could pay for the loans that he took out to put me and my sister through private schools because he wanted us to have a good education. you know, oh my god, fucking voice. I I, God, it's hard to conjure words. I wish I could live up to my dad's example. I feel like um I'm nowhere near or am not good enough. And like I understand I'm my own person, but that's just that's just I just feel like he's like the greatest person I've ever known. And I tried for years and years and years to, you know, seek his approval and be the top of athletics and every sport. Try to get as good grades as I could. I just try to be perfect at everything to seek his approval. And I very stubbornly always for some reason would also then shove him away whenever he came to watch the games I would play in, like basketball, football. I don't know why, but he was always there. He was the only person that was always there cheering me on from the sidelines. I mean, for fuck's sakes, dude. The dude was such a fucking talented artist. He actually had an audition or a job offering with Marvel back in the day, and he turned it down because his kids are more important. I just wish I could. Oh my god, fuck. I apologize. I need to bring my tissue box over here. Oh fucking hell. I'll bring these over here with me. But no, I've always felt inadequate, I guess, compared to him. Like just he always seemed like such a bright star, you know? And I tried my best to follow in those footsteps, and the sad part is I always seeked his approval, and the problem is he always gave it. It just never felt like it was enough to me, and I don't know why. um, so yeah, and so I'm struggling to find where to go from this. Yeah, I mean I know I'm a young idiot, and I really should sorry, hold on, sorry, my bad. I'm a young idiot, and I should, you know, this is a learning experience for me. Um, it sucks that you know, it costs so much. Um, I truly did want to work things out with Michaela. Did, even if it seemed like I was being too much of a control freak, I guess. It was more so just every day was just so painful. All I wanted was to just do my best by at least being together. I felt like if we were at least in each other's presence, you know, as much as possible versus just whenever she's not working, it would, you know, it would be better. It would help ease a lot of tensions. But she didn't want that, or she says she did, but she, for whatever reason, felt like being apart was better. And I mean, I can go into plenty of possibilities of why that is, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? It's what happened, and things didn't work out, and yeah, and it sucks because I still deeply love her. I love the person she used to be, you know, but people change, and having to live with that is it's like um, it's like watching someone die, you know. I don't know. I really wish things would have gone different. I wish we could have, you know, moved together and, you know, started our lives, you know, outside the city like we had planned. Um, I mean, I don't really realistically have anything even negative to say. The last video was just me trying to explain, to the best of my ability, how I've started slowly, and sometimes aggressively started developing schizophrenia and a very, very bad case of ADHD, even more so than it used to be. Probably a few other things as well. Bipolar is probably one of them, you know, and yeah, I felt like I would have at least done good by the video if I even named my wrongs, and I tried to do that to the best degree that I could. I really did. And I'm sure there are some things that I left out, you know, from my side, and there's some things I definitely left out from her side as well. You know, obviously at the end of the day, you know, things just didn't work out, and I know she's probably pretty upset about the court case today, because pretty much the case got dismissed, and we're still legally married. And after that was announced, she pretty much just broke into tears. I don't know why. You know, I'm not. I tried not to look her way because it just hurts. It hurts pretty bad to look her way. I mean, my heart races like fucking crazy every time I'm around her, whether it's out of anger or just hurt. You know. Regardless, though, at the end of the day, with this entire thing, um, neither one of us are saints, and neither one of us are well, neither one of us are good people. We both did nasty things to each other. And the best thing we can do is to, can't say right our wrongs. I mean, that can be attempted, but you know, um, but just as a learning experience from both people's perspectives. I surely learned a lot. I'm appreciative of the things I've learned because now I know some extra things that I have to work on with myself, and it's mainly why ever since she left, I really haven't interacted with anyone in the outside world because I know nobody's gonna want to be around me because I'm just a you know emotional mess, and that's just the truth. And no matter how much I loved her and wanted just for us to remain living together to work out things, um, it didn't matter. Because it's not a marriage unless it's agreed upon, I guess, or a partnership. Holy fuck, my nose is so stiffy. It's very hard to talk. How long have I been recording this? Holy fuck, we're on another hour video. Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are gonna have to hear me cry for 20 minutes. Oh, it's so cooked. Um, also, uh, funny enough, the one time I do check out Primal stream in the past 7 months, because again, I try to avoid. Hello. I'll be. Thank you, sister. Yeah, oh my gosh, nice. Yeah. I was doing a video. Yeah. Hey, what's funny? I'll send it to you later. And that's I'm not yet. I'm recording for a YouTube video, not a stream. Just videos that I'm doing, kind of explaining my things. Oh, yes. Very good. Oh man, I lost train of thought. It's kind of real. Bring up the weekend. From Central Lies away. Yeah, I'm getting on. Well, I know I said every time I go on this break. Like, some number here, your number. Oh, right, my wife's outside. And then I went to my marketplace, and guess what? It didn't work. I said it live. But I just don't wait, live or ever. Okay, so you tell me the first thing you get versus. Yeah, 6. I'll get 1. Using 3. I use onna use only. I use only. Oh, yeah. Because the system actually does like almost surgery for several things like protection are easier. Wait, I like power jump my finger triggers. So. I was like, it was like, I got oh god. Alright, I see you, man. All good. I don't know what the fuck I'm about to join into, but it's like Sarskozy Farm up. Ooh, oh wait, oh my god, there's a windmill from. Yes, I'm joining there. Bro's going freaky. Where was I? I think I was saying something about that neither one of us were the saints in the relationship, and it sucks, you know. But I guess it kind of is what it is. But just kind of like the last video, there's still a lot to talk about. I would like to eventually move away from it a bit more. Just maybe even do vlogging kind of stuff where I just maybe once a day just make like a 30-minute talk thing where I just come on and speak about what my day was about. And maybe in 5 years I'll look back upon it and be like, wow, that was a sad sack of shit. I'm so much better now. Or something, you know. But yeah. So like I said, neither one of us did good by each other, and I hope we both learn um from this. I know she's probably mad at me about the court thing, which is fine, you know. Um, but in my heart, I truly believe that she shouldn't be here in America if she came here based off of um, we were based off living our lives together, which being married, and so yeah, that's just my belief. Like um, people may disagree. That's fine. You have the right to your own opinions. I have mine. Um, and yeah, the whole thing is just unfortunate, and I miss the good times. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and thank you, Weslow, for dropping by. You fucking actual very fun person. But yeah, I'll see you guys around. Bye.
Now she pouring fruity pebbles in a cup.